Hello, welcome everyone. Good morning or good night, depending on where you are. Waking up. So that's Ayosen, yeah? Ayosen and Sugai became. We're gonna watch that game, I guess, on Saturday. Starts April 11th. Alright. Game 1 on April 11th, just after Meijin title match, Fuji will be busy soon. Ooh, after Meijin, that's rough because the Meijin has very long thinking time, right? Alright, I need to open window blinds. Give me a sec. My microphone has been sounding very badly for my YouTube recordings. I wonder if during the stream it sounds equally bad, so I'll have to fix it somehow. Feels to me like it has a lot of echo and stuff. Oh, that's maybe because I used low suppression. How about this one? Is this better? I just changed the filter. Oh. Yeah, I would have to test it later. For now I changed just the filter to a better quality one. If it sounds good to you, then it's enough. Thank you. Alright. The music needs to be lower. Maybe turn it off completely. You can't tell much of the difference. That reminds me of Telmarch. I'm like, listen to this. And he's like, I have no idea. I'm like, there's a clear difference. And that's the guy who was studying music for years. Anyway. Alright. So, let's jump right into it. We have round 5 finished in our TT series. And this was the most exciting one as we will have a clear leader after those. We had number 1, number 2 facing each other in most of the tournament. Or was it next round? No, I think like most of the people on the top like faced each other this round. I was very excited. I remember last week. So starting with Tourney to King, we had a little bit of problem. I mean, I had a little bit of problem. I messed up with the pairing in a way that I used a Swiss pairing system, but I should have done it by hand because the program is stupid and it didn't apply round robin. So we will have additional round for TTK specifically, just to have everyone play against everyone. This is not gonna change the results, nothing's gonna be wrong. It's just that we're gonna have additional round to have not repeated pairings. Like for example, this round, for everyone to be paired, Telmarch would need to play Lily, which they did already. So instead, we decided to pause 2 players, and then the next round they're gonna play, and some other 2 players gonna be pausing each round. So this is how it works. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if many people try to access it simultaneously. Wouldn't be surprised after such exciting game. So the last round we had Ian playing versus Koshiro, Lincoln playing versus Melkor. We know how it went. We watched it on Tuesday actually. Lincoln lost by disconnection, which is another painful thing that happened to him. Last time he lost by misclick, now he loses by disconnection. Basically that means he loses 2 points and is a little bit awkward position in the table. It's really awkward right now. Then we have Koshiro, who actually lost to Ion. I want to see that game. And because this was disconnection, I'm not so interested. And maybe you can watch Telmarch's game. I didn't see that one. It's gonna load. In the meantime, we can check Tourney To Masters. We have currently Rida on the first place with 5 points. Kambui seems like he lost to Rida this round. We're gonna see that game. Snowdrop and Ivoiska close behind together with Rina. I would like to see Rida versus Kambui. Vieredin I wanted to see, right? That's what we said last time. Yeah, let's go 2 games per tournament maybe. All right, it loaded. If I log in, I guess it's gonna keep my piece preference, hopefully. That I don't have to change it everywhere. If I refresh, it should be all right. 81 dodges quite so. Okay, it did persist. All right. So let's take a look on. You guys can see, yeah. Images of each player are intimidating. Yeah, that's the whole point. Eon Grey. I always give random names to people anyway, like your nickname is too long, mister, and then I make it shorter. And Eon actually have 3 nicknames. It's either Yellow, Muse, or Eon to me. So that's an effort to remember everything. So we have double static rook. This king can go anywhere yet. This is irritating that the color and the sound doesn't persist. Did you just... Were the pieces kanji or did they just change this second as I clicked it? I'm so confused right now. Did the pieces just change? I think I changed the sound, but the pieces changed as well, right? Did I lose my mind or... All right, 81 dojo. All right, so Eon tries to put pressure in the center somewhat. This rook usually can be distracted by a knight jump, but in this case it would block our bishop, so it's not preferable. Gonna use the other knight, and Eon uses that rook to attack on this file instead. If we were to jump with the knight, yes, the rook would go back, but the knight would, whoops, the knight would become a victim of pawn. So we cannot do that, we're gonna take, and this is a great position for the rook in general. After exchanging this pawn, nice follow-up. This bishop could come attack the rook, but it didn't happen. Koshiro counter-attacked here. Let's see. Double pawn sacrifice, knight comes in, attacking the rook. The knight is about to be sacrificed. So this type of position is something we call a tense position. Basically, this knight has the last breath, right? So here we're gonna try to disturb this gold to promote, for example. It's only possible because the knight is here. It's only possible in this moment because the next turn is gonna be taken. So the last breath, the time for Sabaki comes. The last duty of the knight will be fulfilled. And generally we say that piece advantage is very important, right? We're gonna get a free knight. But we just got a very 2 powerful pawns on the board. So there's a risk for Koshiro as well. This free knight actually isn't free. It takes some resource, some time, some space giving up to be taken, right? And look how this silver, yeah, all those pieces got like this misplaced because of this knight sacrifice. So this is a nice example of double static rook. situation. And for example, here, if we were to take it, suddenly we have a silver in hand, suddenly we have a lot of threats, right? Thanks to that knight sacrifice. So yes, definitely move like this, like allowing move like this, even though it seems like the knight is dying, it takes risk with it for the defending side. A cool thing to know about double static. Koshiro drops the pawn to like block this rook very indirectly. Nice strategy there. But here he's out of pawns, so we have to consider that as disadvantage. Muse is insanely good, yes. So yeah, the knight is just existing there. Yeah, we cannot really do anything about it. The bishop got activated in the meantime. Koshiro tried to activate his knight, right? But it actually helped activation of this bishop, which is quite interesting. And here we are out of pawns. So I would say Ion has an advantage here because we cannot take this knight. Just wait until you see Koshiro-san got Lisa back in the endgame. Okay, so we got the silver, but we got a knight drop to counter. And suddenly the game isn't that clear because the king's safety is all a mess, yeah? Koshiro's shape though looks very disturbing to me because neither the silver, neither the bishop is active. The gold is about to be eaten at some point. Yeah, it's like, it's almost sure that this rook will be sacrificed. For example, if the rook wasn't here, we promote, take, and it's almost a checkmate. The bishop and the rook, okay, yeah, so it's double protected, almost a checkmate. So we want to think about something like that, perhaps knight drop or something, adding an attacker, silver drop. Yeah, we already see like those half lines to the checkmate, yeah? So this is where Koshiro needs to defend. He drops, why don't we take this pawn? Because of the silver drop, right? I assume this would be, I mean, the bishop is protecting, but this would be quite annoying for Ion. So we move the rook to here. Once this knight is gone, we can promote, and this is clear path to win. We have to defend. Mutual attack is happening. And again, we don't take this pawn because I assume we are afraid of this move. It's gonna be very active. So we wanna keep the pressure, yeah. Keep the pressure, but not allowing them to take counter. So yeah, we keep this pressure, yeah, because the rook cannot run, the pressure is still on. Gold drop 5-4, I see. Now we finally reopen the bishop. So Koshiro still has this huge disadvantage of the silver being on the edge. He's about to lose the rook, as we can see. But Ion is a little bit concerned about the bishop, so he blocks it with the knight, which is a nice way of surrounding this king. There is no way for Koshiro to take this knight out without giving up material, so he does give out the material to activate the bishop once more. Ion tries to attack the bishop while attacking the king. And normally this would be winning, right? But Koshiro has an interesting defense here. The rook line becomes open again. The silver drop isn't checkmate anymore. And the bishop won't be taken for free. If we take stuff like this, sure, we got a lot of pieces in hand, but this king is relatively safe still. And now it's Koshiro's turn to start like bombarding this king, right, with the pieces in his hand. So it would be risky. Yeah, they were heavy, right? They were heavy here. Suddenly they're not. Suddenly they're very active. In between check. Ooh, okay, this is interesting. Koshiro sacrifices the gold temporarily. He doesn't want to retake because the bishop will be vulnerable and... Well, for example, this rook could become active, or... I mean, this rook protects against knight drop, so I guess that's fair. And basically, this piece would be inactive, right? So we could drop another gold and so on to continue harassing it. And we wouldn't have a tesuji like this anymore. So here Koshiro takes the initiative, because endgame is all about the initiative. Koshiro is really great at Sabaki. Here he also ignores it to push this pawn, threatening promotion, and here he takes the rook, making it very difficult for Ion. Although, even if he were to take this piece, and let's say this happens, right? He has only 3 attackers, and the question is, can we capture this king or not? Instead, he dropped the pawn, right? And then took it to disturb the shape more. Now we have stuff like gold drop. And this is the question, I guess. Is that king surviving? So the game was pretty clearly better for Ion up until, yeah, because those pieces were inactive. But suddenly those pieces are now active. Suddenly the king's safety is equal. Interesting endgame. It's full follow. So yellow says that maybe instead of taking the gold, bishop drop was better. Or later on, bishop drop was winning. That was the conclusion, I guess, in the post-game analysis. Sorry. I mean, I can see the king running like toward there. Questions, how do we stop it, right? Well, Ion is showing this line. With consecutive threat mates. How is it a threat mate? With promotion, yeah. And now we have a nice defender. Yeah, but my question was this way, right? I mean, I can see this move, followed by this move. I didn't consider king for free. Okay, well. So now we have moves like bishop promotion, followed by dragon check. King starts running. It's complicated, yeah? Even if the king takes here, we don't have a checkmate, so maybe that's good. Any other checks that we have? Not much, so maybe here, like let's say we do this, yeah? Okay, this, let's say we do this. We have to find a way to win the game, right? Sure, the link is here. So, for example, yeah, if we ever promote this bishop somewhere, this king's gonna start running away. And the silver defenses are good. We don't have a way to prevent them, yeah, from entering, technically speaking. Just an example. All right. So in the game, what they did is drop the gold instead of the bishop. The king ran down, bishop drop happened, preventing the king from entering the castle, or the remains of such. And here we took the silver, and this looks almost like checkmate. But Eon's turn. And Eon drops the rook, which allows him to take this bishop off. And this is very crucial because now that the dragon is here, it's gonna be protecting on this column. And it's gonna change the situation. So Eon is explaining that before we had a threat mate starting with silver drop. Which, if the rook wasn't here, how do we checkmate that king? Rook drop, king runs, take, it runs, so I don't see that. How is it checkmate threat? Silver drop 5-2, king takes. Rook drop, pawn drop, goes, take, that's too much. Promotion, king drop, pawn, no. Gold runs. Hi, giant. I know that I was reading this a few days ago, but now I completely blacking out. Eon! Eon is like, whoops! Eon! Why do I have to check your every step? Oh, yeah. Is this a checkmate or not is the main question then. So the most aggressive one would be also this one. It's almost a checkmate, but the king runs here, and it's barely not. Yeah. Barely not. Well, you can see the color that Eon won. And also... Oh no, you weren't the one to ask for the link. Okay. But yeah, generally you can see who won by the color on their nickname. So anyway, the rook here made it, the dragon here made it even more complex. That here we just take it off the board. And basically Eon concludes the game like this. Yeah, you are better off. So yeah, the main question was around here, as I mentioned. The king's safety is equal, but the question is, does Koshiro have a decisive move using those pieces, basically? And turns out that maybe not. At least the variations that we saw, yeah. Maybe there wasn't a way to decide that game. But nevertheless, it's very complex. Yeah, it was a matter of having one more piece in hand. Now Eon believes that knight drop 6-6 was a mistake. but that's for us to analyze on another day. Looks natural, but yeah. I mean, it led to a 1 position to use, so I don't know why I'm complaining, but... with the silver taking here immediately. Yeah, but... yeah, I guess... it would be easier because your king can run there. And if you drop the bishop here, you can run. But we don't have a way to approach this king yet, and there are 2 goals around it, so it feels a little bit unpleasant for you this time. Here, you had a direct follow-up, which was very threatening. So I like this more, perhaps. But yeah, this opened up the knight drop possibility there. That's what we are afraid of. It's an interesting situational thing. We could argue that, you know, rook here or something was better because of that. We could argue that point, for example. All right, so that was game 1. Next we have Telmarch versus Light. Bishop exchange. And usually what Telmarch does is... oh, okay, immediate attack. Interesting. So we are threatening bishop drop, forking those 2 things. And here Light will have to deal with it somehow. And he just counterattacks, allowing the horse to exist. Why cannot we take this pawn? Maybe we're afraid of this fork, but then we have another pawn drop. So I'm a little bit confused. I mean, maybe this looks like very active when we exchange those 2 knights, but I don't see why we wouldn't take it at a glance. Again, yeah, allowing enemy to have a pawn in front of your king or next to your king is always a little bit of agi, a little bit of possibilities for them in the future. Oh, wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Nitro. Oh, I see. So Ion is mentioning that after we take, we have this knight promotion, which might have been a problem. So if the king takes, we have this fork. And if the silver takes, we have this fork. All right, that makes sense now. Wow, that would be really hard to defend. Yeah, I agree. Oof, I didn't see knight sacrifice. That's some nice strategy over there then. In that case, knight jump was the only option. Yeah, we have no way of defending it otherwise. Wow, okay. So here we don't have to drop the pawn, as the rook cannot promote anyway, but it makes sense that we block it off. It's just that it led to this very forceful variation. And now Light has 4 attacking pieces, so it's a little bit troublesome, but notice that this horse is helping us defend, so it's not clear yet. They're gonna take the silver, and it's Telmarch's chance to counterattack. So if the king runs to here, there is a knight drop actually, so I mean, if we exchange those 2 pieces, it's not a big deal. It's just very close. So instead, Light drops the knight first, without like chasing the king away, targeting this escaping file while targeting the rook. This is very interesting. This is not a checkmate threat, or is it? Like, we might be having moves like this next, silver drop. If we take bishop promotion, bishop checkmate, But silver drop king down survives one more move, I believe. Sacrifice, take, promote, run, check, drop. Survives. And if it's gold, it still survives, right? So we have technically a possibility of dropping the knight here, which Telmarch does. And now we enter endgame. Oh, we took it with this piece. I was expecting rook takes, because this continues our threat mate. But we went with the knight, which also is quite threatening, but in a different ways. Yeah. But yeah, this move means perhaps that it wasn't threatening enough. It's like saying, you don't have a checkmate, so I'm gonna take your rook and create a checkmate threat by myself. If we were to take it with the rook, perhaps we will force them to use another piece to defend, right? So we'll have more option for this king to survive. That was my logic. But it's the truth that if they defend, we would have to most likely pull back, and they would take this rook anyway, creating the same threat, right? It's just my hope that with those two pieces in hand, maybe we had some threats, or here, maybe we had some sacrifice, like gold drop or something. But we may not. We may not. Maybe it's already lost because of that. Similarly here, yeah, same situation would occur. And again, if we give them too many pieces, this king will be in checkmate, right? So for example, something like this, we give them a lot of pieces, we give them a lot of pieces. If we just misplay something, this king suddenly will be in checkmate, right? Maybe bishop drop or something. We need the gold to checkmate. So also this move becomes a valuable move, yeah, because the horse is gone. So like, we would be lost, I think. So this is why he took it with the knight, perhaps trying to change the position a little bit into this. And now we have to run. Still very close, both sides are defending. This looks like a great sacrifice. But here we're chasing the king away. Is our king safe in here or not, is my question. They have a rook and a bishop. There's a bishop drop here. There's a rook drop over there. Seems safe enough, right? So if we were able to find like a hishi or somewhat type of move, it would be better than just checking the king. But we chased it. Oh, and we probably went for like more aggressive checkmating variation. Okay. Ooh, did we decide the game like that? Ooh, wow. The problem here is if we take with the gold, this leads to a checkmate. So we have to take it with the king, which forces this, which forces this move. And then we create this stability for the king in the middle of the board. And as we know, if the king are close, every of those squares becomes the critical square. So the more pieces we have on this critical square, the more chances we have to win. Currently this bishop though is blocked, so this is only rook silver attack. We have the knight, so potentially still possible. Although this silver is a hostage piece. So once it gets in the hand of light, we have drop and almost a checkmate basically. Knight drop, takes, lands, runs, pawn. No, pawn cannot be dropped. But basically hishi, silver drop, king runs, promotion would be a hishi. So this is a very thin thread that we're walking on. trying to do something offensive-defensive here. I see. So the king can run to here as well, which is a problem. That's probably what we're trying to protect. Now this is a check. Knight drop happens. We're defending. And it's very, very tense. The problem is once king walks here, we have no way of stopping him. Yeah. Why cannot we take it? If we take it, we would have one more piece to work with. Prefer to take it, but so here it would be, we would have two silvers. Maybe we would have some play. Probably don't, because you can run anyway. This silver is doing such a titanic work defending here. And unfortunately, this looks like Hishi. But we still have some ways to check. So this is not over yet. This still looks close. This I cannot tell. Cannot tell. King went down, which is surprising to me. I thought we had the option of going there, right? This would be a checkmate though. This time like this, right? My brain gets a little bit confused because we're upside down now. But I'm pretty sure this is a checkmate. They have to go down. So this gives us hope, actually. And we went with a pawn drop. Okay, so one thing is for sure. Okay, my question is, can we take this piece or not? If we want to get one more piece, can we take it or not? Because if we could, that could give us more options to checkmate the opponent's king, right? They have a pawn in hand, so I think pawn drop works. Like this. So the answer is no, we cannot take the silver. Therefore, we have to work with what we have. Yeah. We have a move like this, for example, that could potentially help us defend while attacking, but it also doesn't work because of this. So there is no defensive-offensive move that I can see. Therefore, only way to win is by checkmate. And the problem is, once king goes there, it's very hard to reach him. And I don't see a mate here, unfortunately. So what happened? His pawn drop, silver drop, takes. It's very close. Ooh, this is very close. If the king went here, this is a checkmate. And this almost looks like a checkmate as well. It's very, very close. In the end, it wasn't a checkmate, so this was... Ion is asking, how about... taking this silver, yeah? Isn't it the same way? This mate. Looks like a mate to me. So very, very good endgame. Actually, I Didn't expect it to be this exciting. This was amazing. Probably, you know, probably both sides had chances to go with. But because of the complexity of endgame. Yeah, probably. I wouldn't be surprised if the diagram for this game went like up and down, up and down. But very, very interesting game. Okay, so let's take a look at Tourney to Masters, Rida versus Kambui. And then Viredin versus Dudu. Just a quick check. We have double static rook again. This time we close the bishop diagonal. Possibly Gangi. So here we lost a move. If we went here directly, we would have one move faster, right? Now the bishop is in awkward spot. It will be pressured. So yeah, we have to open up this space for it. And now we have the bishop exchange happening. Okay. And something looking like Yagura going to appear. Which is a little bit disadvantageous because this pawn is gone, meaning the knight will have easier time coming here, or the silver will have easier time coming here. So we transposed into like a weird bishop exchange opening, yeah? This time, this side as well, yeah? So maybe it's equal because of that. The vanguard pawn, like that, usually it's quite over-optimistic in bishop exchange at this point in time. Perhaps Kambu is a little bit worse off because he has this line open against bishop exchange, while Rida doesn't. Do we have an strategy here? I don't see any strategy. Okay, I see. This perhaps is targeting a bishop drop. It's gonna attack the head of this knight, or threatening bishop promotion. In that case, this is a very interesting move. Yes, those games get very complex and makes me so excited. And this is where, yeah, this is where I expect the bishop to appear. Oh, beautiful. Okay, so this was our plan. All right. Now we have to defend, and the question is, can we survive here? Rida put the rook here, so potentially he has one more defender there. And drop this very nasty looking sniper bishop. Okay. So I'm surprised because normally you would like to see a little bit of more push here before doing anything else. But yeah, the continuation here is a little bit hard because of this bishop, I guess. So Kambui decided to go slowly. And now, unfortunately, it's Rida's turn to counterattack. I would have preferred to put the gold there, just to have a little bit of more possibility, I guess. For example, yeah, when we escape, next we have take, goes back in type of move being possible. While here we don't have that option because the king is kind of defending here still. Still safe. Any attack here would be also attacking the rook, so it was interesting to see. King being on 6-8 looks very safe. Very, very safe. Okay, so Rida's turn to attack. Ooh, wow, that hurts. Yeah, static rook is all about those pawn usages, yeah? Pawn, dragging the piece out, or pawn, as we said, creating a pressure. Those are beautiful tactics you have to learn as a static rook player. So here we are This is very close though. Very close though. This king looks more in danger than this one currently. Yeah, it's Convoy's turn to attack. But it's a checkmate. Unfortunate. Really interesting middle game here. Wow, this bishop was very cool to see. And it was even cooler to see Rida's patience to like counter attack after defending this dragon with the bishop. This was really interesting TCG. Bishop game, basically. That's a very weird thing to say, Yellow. Chain they put underwater to stop ships. I didn't know such chain existed. Let me start with that. Yeah, I wanted to see Duda versus Viredin because Viredin has been improving greatly, and this is somebody who was top 3 currently. So we have a right side king. Normally, okay, right side king, yeah. There are different types of right side king, so this is one of them. And also Duda plays right side king, okay. Now let's see how that goes. In typical situation where we push the middle pawn, allowing the silver to come here. Dudu has the gold closer to the king, potentially better, but the weakness will be the edge, yeah. 2,500 plus years ago, harbor chains were used by ancient Greeks. Ooh. So what, they were like underwater and like stopping the ship? Wouldn't it damage the ship? Harbor facts, yeah. So here, Viredin made a bold move of jumping the knight. Bold move because currently that knight's head is under assault. Dudu has a pawn in hand, so immediately would be able to punish that. So perhaps an overplay? Boom. Boom. Underwater chain to stop ships. Boom. Because boom is something we call as a part of ship as well, but... Used in military. Denying access to enemy ships. Ooh. Submarine net. Ooh, that does sound interesting. So literally, not to stop the ships, but to prevent them from entering something. Because when you said to stop the ships, I assumed they were part of the harbor and it helps them break or something. But it seems it's like more like a defensive thing, literally to prevent the ship from entering a part of the water. I see. So they were linked together and prevented enemy attack. I see. It helped them break. all right. Wait, this one we watched already. All right. So Viredin knight. Here we are threatening to exchange the knights. Really interesting counter. Okay. So we are attacking. So knight was part of our strategy, but now our silver is in trouble. We go back. We sabaki our left knight versus the defensive knight. So this looks not too bad, but there is one problem with this position. Knight drop 6-6, which looks very painful. I see. Okay, but it's not over yet because in those weird games, sometimes knight is more valuable than the gold. What I learned recently watching the duck game. I really like bishop 6-6, which was actually played, so I'm happy to see it. And now it seems to me like Vieredin is more concerned about her king. So she defends that side instead, which means this rook will be able to promote in a second. And questions with the knight, pawns, and bishop, are we able to... I said rook will be able to promote, but silver is still here. She doesn't have enough attack. It's my trouble. Right here, drop, or here. Here we're trying to reactivate this knight, potentially interesting. We give back the gold for the knight. And finally the gold comes in, we get the silver, and the silver drop next looks very painful. This alone, the horse next to the king like this alone looks very winning to do. I don't have to calculate anything at this point. And it's checkmate, alright. Yeah, even this bishop could have been taken if you need more material. King can go up, I believe, to survive. But then, perhaps, this leads to a checkmate. Yeah. We have the rook, so... Double right side king, interesting game. We saw the exchange of this knight, but we were left with a weakness. And then the bishop 6-6 seems to be a very painful move for Vieredin to defend. We didn't find strong enough attack, which gave Dudu a huge advantage as the horse came back to protect his own king. Yeah. Very close game as well, but Dudu had a little bit upper hand there. All right, so next we have Shodan. We had an exciting pairing of Ser Paddington versus the Gringolade. I think we watched this game on stream. We had Gabriela versus Music. And I think I wanted to see Kazimierz versus Turtwig, Skamax. This game unfortunately wasn't played. Sadly. Oh, Contenti versus Mizuti. Oh, yeah. I'm gonna take a quick look at that. All right. So this one we analyzed on stream. This was double swinging rook. Ser Padding basically made a mistake by overexposing the Anaguma's head, Yagura's head early, yeah? I'm not gonna comment on it. Music Man. Oh, we also analyzed this one. No, we didn't. This is very interesting. So we have third by rook versus central rook. And we had this very unusual Bogin attack, which I didn't think is gonna work, but it worked. We sacrificed the silver to get the knight and a dragon, which seems reasonable. And now Music seems to have a little bit of edge here. Ooh, we have no pawn to block this lens. So we have to use a silver, yeah. But Music has so much material here. Ooh, wow, just punching. Yeah, just finishing this off. Oh, very one-sided game, very one-sided. This promotion was just amazing, yeah. To prevent that, we should have moved the gold forward first, I assume, because here, if we didn't move the silver and move the gold first, we had pawn drop, and therefore the silver couldn't promote like that. Having this repelled, we could have moved the silver then, making it a different situation. But the fact that the gold was moved later allowed this golden opportunity to Music. Yeah, and this lens drop is just deadly. Okay, Kazimierz versus Turtwig. Opposing rook. Did you guys see what just happened? Bishop exchange. Bishop exchange. Bishop exchange. And this silver got a lot of redevelopment. So generally speaking, I wouldn't move this silver here like that. I would castle instead. Here they're trying to counterattack. They have a hole here. We could have dropped the bishop here, but then we were punished, right? So this is why we were forced to drop the bishop over there. Because we could have considered dropping it here, so that when it's opposed, we will have the option of they take, we take, and we kind of close off this big diagonal problem. We didn't have to take the bishop there. But we also cannot move our king, because once we do, the same weakness appears, right? So that would be problematic, and this is why I think moving the silver was too early. We could have considered something super aggressive, but currently we don't have enough. This would be our last pawn, so I'm not sure that would be working necessarily. Probably go back, blah, 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 blah. Could happen, yeah. But a possible, like if you want to go for aggression, a possibility. Similarly here, now the problem is that the rook would be under attack, right? So we would have to go back. So once more, why did we move up when we have to go back? Now we counterattack, but they're closer to our king than we are to theirs, yeah? Okay. Another bishop exchange. At this time, I would consider moving my rook here. I mean, it's almost like we want to just continue attacking, almost. The problem is the token would come, so bishop drop again. This silver gets distracted though. Kind of painful. It's like I want to go in, but something prevents me from going in yet. So maybe this bishop was uninteresting. I mean, there's the proverb, oppose the bishop with a bishop. Yeah. There's some weird physics in this game. Okay, so the token was made anyway, right? But we have a rook exchange which favors Gote. And ooh, we're mercilessly punching the opponent. Here, this is a TTSeries, yeah, defending the silver while attacking, but the silver comes in. And the king is pretty much surrounded. Gold is falling, and it's just over, right? Yeah. Very interesting opening. Very sharp variation with weird physics. Here, I think if the rook were to escape, might have been a little bit more interesting. Yeah, because this rook is under attack, and then we have an option to defend this pawn. Might have been more interesting. Okay, this game I just wanted to take a quick look because Mizuti is currently under my teaching. I think we analyzed this game a little bit. Similar. So a very similar game during the stream on Tuesday, but not the exact same game, I guess. What is this talking move? I just wanted to see it because technically my student. All right. Finally, TTJ, you ready for some laugh, guys? I have no idea what happened, but TTJ is always giving us a lot of interesting position. Knight Sparrow, let's go. Then we had Ko's game. And I think we want to see Pounce's game as well. Now I'm gonna double check if Sparrow actually sent me that Kifu to analyze. Vaguely remember. Oh. I don't have Kifu open. Oh, that's the Kifu, so we can analyze it a little bit more seriously for you. Mistia, TT series. Spoilers, the game is the most recent TTJ round. My challenge to everyone is try not to facepalm. Everyone, try not to facepalm. Yeah, okay. That's a very heavy challenge. I don't know if I can manage, Knights. I don't know if I can manage. Okay, somebody tie my hands to the mouse. I will end up face mousing myself, but... Alright, let's go. Central rook, okay. Versus double central rook. Alright, we go to castle to the right side. That's fair. And we go for the Mino castle. So far, so good. Now what I like to do in this particular opening is to push the edge pawn. Because it happens often that they play a big role. So you move the gold up. I'm not a fan. Hydrate, sure. I'm not a big fan of moving the gold so early, because as previously mentioned, if you go for this edge attack, sometimes the rook will come here and help. So by moving the gold, you're gonna block that possibility. Yeah. Also a possibility of a third file or like possibility of opposing rook, we just blocked ourselves. The only way for us to develop will be basically to put the rook here, and it will be more passive, which is fine as well, because I'm not a fan. Okay, closing the bishop line, that's fair. And here would be more natural looking, perhaps. Just because of this connection. And the fact that the rook line is open, if they go up, maybe we can open our rook bishop line and just defend lightly. And again, we want to push this pawn. Perhaps put the bishop here this time. Put the knight up. And start targeting the edge. I would like this position. And the rook can come here again under the lance. Lance moves once up, we put the rook underneath it, and suddenly we have 4 pieces looking at the edge, which is the lance, the rook, this knight that's gonna come here, and the bishop that's supporting it. The bishop is the hardest piece to activate. So if you just manage to get a position like this, it's very advantageous, but also remember the head will be the weakness, yeah? I don't know if I would get angry for that, but I like chinchilla noise. That is sad. Sorry, this is also a possibility, but it's more passive, yeah? We move the silver toward the defense of the king, and we don't have any attack ourselves. So this is where the opponent pushes the edge pawn. Yeah, especially if double swinging rook, we need to know about edge attacks. Okay. I mean, you're making good shape. Okay, I take it back. No, I understand. We would like to move here, but if we do move it now, they would attack the head of our bishop. So this is like, we're kind of a little bit too late for that, yeah? So this makes sense. But we don't have a way to, develop. We developed our castle, but as predicted, we don't have any edge attack, or like any attack. Here bishop comes in, okay, I like that. And here we can push here. Oh no, but the gold is under attack from the bishop. Yeah, that's painful. This is why we push here. We would prefer to push here, right? But we have to... Oh. I would be quite happy to take it. And then take this. And drop a pawn. And take this. Hey, we're winning. What's happening? Why did we lose this game? I like this position. I'm very confused. We are totally winning here. Is the face palming coming soon? So here all the piece advantage, disadvantage thing slowly stops working. We could go very aggressive here. And by very aggressive, I mean very aggressive. Like, we could even sacrifice this rook for the gold. I mean, the least aggressive one would be to take this pawn instead. I see that you moved back, but if you would take this one, next you can promote if the bishop moves, right? We also have nice moves like pawn drop or pawn drop, silver drop. Silver drop also looks nice. Yeah, in case of me and Eon, we probably would just punch in. The thing is, if the silver takes, I think this is very undefendable. They have only gold. And it almost looks like we can ignore that and drop it here, almost. Like, our king is so safe. But this would require some reading. I mean, simply silver looks already quite... The reason why I prefer silver is because it covers this square, which is very hard to defend. The gold looks heavy to me, but it also works to pieces. I mean, I could agree gold looks good enough. Gold drop, gold drop. If it's silver drop, yes, the same gold drop would be possible. I mean, it's just a matter of taste. Both are working, I think. So if I feel safe enough, just start sacrificing the open attack. So here, the reason why this is possible is because your king's safety is very high. So yes, you feel safe enough, let's call it. And if you take this gold, his king, it looks like almost in checkmate because he has no defenders around him. So you would like to expose the difference in king safety in that second. And as we know, king safety, initiative, which is tempo, are huge advantages in the endgame. So you force the game to enter endgame with you being advantageous. Yeah, your king is safer, it's your initiative. So you enforce it by sacrificing the rook. Does it make sense? Yes, you lose material, but because you enforce the endgame, doesn't matter. Rook is a horrible piece to use to defend, right? So this is why we would consider that here. Although there's also rook takes. And we would also have to double check this line. Do we have a strong enough of a variation, yeah, to enforce something? Do we drop the pawn? Do we drop the gold? We would have to double check all those lines. But as you can see, because all of those are attacking moves, it gives us this pleasant feeling of this is one-sided attack. And we don't have to even calculate is our king safe because there's nothing threatening him at all. Just our opponent that has to worry. So this one-sided attack is also a good thing to enforce. Yeah, if the rook escapes, we clearly have a nice attack over the king. It would be over. Just an example, yeah. Of course, a strong player would continue nebari, which is like continue trying to defend. It wouldn't be easy, but at worst, you can get the rook back and you've disturbed their castle. Sure, maybe we kind of end up going back into middle game, but again, king safety stays, right? Here, I would probably take the silver instead or continue attacking, basically, continue the pressure, yeah? And again, one-sided attack, favorable to us. That's a very advanced concept, but if you would master this, Knight Sparrow, you would become one down very easily. So in this position, we recommend going for the endgame. We call it in Japanese. Let's go for the endgame. yeah, so you have to learn those. You have to get into habit of searching for those. Yeah, keeping the pressure. So here at worst, I would recommend, like if you're scared of that line, I would recommend moving the rook here to, again, keep a pressure in a different way by threatening the pawn drops. Yeah, he will probably defend like this. And then at least what we're threatening is move like this. And the idea is not to take this gold. The idea is to check over there first, yeah? This is very important. And let's say, how do I conclude this? Let's say they escape. We could even get another piece in hand, right? We could get, oh yeah, just take this. And this would be a mate, for example. So yeah, we're forking, but the idea is to get closer to the king, actually. They go here. We could take the bishop and like try to get something done over there. We could get the gold before that, but it's a pleasure, yeah? We're just reading how do I checkmate this king at this point, basically. It's a very pleasurable thing at this point. We can even consider moves like this at this point, because we have so much things to do. So much pressure. What would be the decisive move, to say honestly? I wouldn't mind taking the gold here and dropping a pawn, because the bishop would get activated. Or, but yeah, the king would run here, so we don't want to see that, yeah? Do we have a checkmate here, possibly? For example, move like this becomes checkmate threat, but that's a little bit too slow. Maybe bishop drop, king runs, pawn push. Small move, but how deadly, yeah? And look at your king, completely safe. How they gonna defend this move? They don't. They cannot. We just surrounded them completely. The only way would be to drop something there, but we just take and redrop it, yeah? Notice that we cannot drop the pawn, else they're gonna run here. So that's the only thing we have to be careful about. So, where were we? The rook went back. So this is bad. Yeah, this is a little bit showing weak spirit. Okay, but we're attacking. I would prefer to drop here. Just to keep my pressure over this piece. If they go back, I drop here. They take, we take, they take. We take, they take, and then we can consider pressuring the bishop. And look that this move was so slow, it doesn't matter in those variations. Very slow. Okay, but yeah, you had a very similar idea. I like it. And here we go rook chop. Okay. So here, again, continuing the pressure, right? I would consider doing a check here. If they run, they walk into a checkmate because this rook exists still on the board. Right? Because we sacrifice this, it's gone. But in this second, it's still there. So before you sacrifice a piece, think how to maximize its efficiency. We know we're gonna probably sacrifice it here or here. But hey, maybe there is something we can do before doing so. So then they're forced actually to use a piece, just silver. And then we can continue with the pressure. If they take it, we have a hishi. Why is it a hishi? Because the rook still exists, yeah? Well, actually, the rook didn't have to exist, it's still a hishi, but it helps that the rook exists. They could drop the rook and it becomes complicated, but I'm just ignoring this line for now. Again, his king would be in very undefendable position. If they run, well, then look what happens. You take the silver, you can take this bishop, and suddenly we have a perfect usage for the bishop. Isn't this beautiful? Why is it perfect usage for the bishop? Well, this would lead to a checkmate. The only problem is what if they go up, but I mean at worst, we go with our pawn push strategy. And we threaten both silver drop and gold drop. Silver drop works because they push this pawn and we can retake it on the edge. Yeah, everything seems easy, but this means you're learning. If it feels easy, that means you just learned something useful. So that's good. So yeah, when they do that, you can play in between move, basically, to make the rook more efficient. Sure, here the same bishop goes here. In your case, bishop drop 5-5 are also very powerful moves. Just I wanted to show you one nice trick. So here we want TTSeries, yeah? We want to force them backward. In this case, they could go sideways, so it becomes a little bit more difficult, perhaps. Perhaps, but we could try to play it out somehow. But you can see that probably the other bishop is more efficient, yeah? Thank you for the follow, Magnus. Okay, so here they rebuild. Yeah, I would just take the knight and threaten the silver, because once the silver moves, we go back to our check. Here we give them a gold, yeah? Oh, wait, they moved back for us? Oh, no, wait, this is good too. This is... No. Surround. Nice, Sparrow. What's the good move here? Surrounding move. What's the good move here? There are two good moves here, I think. Now that you know you have to surround, what would you do? Nope. Surround means not checking. Surround means you prevent him from escaping over there. Yeah. Well, yeah, I guess that works too. But how about bishop here first? Why is this better? Because if you do that, he gets closer to this defender and he hugs it. And then he can block off the escape route. And look that this bishop looks very heavy. But if you put this bishop here directly, if he moves here, he gets checkmated. And this defender isn't helping, right? Yet, at least. And how would they defend? If they drop a gold, we almost can, well, we can just clear off the pieces and surround him again. Here we're threatening checkmate with knight drop. Do we have checkmate directly here? Possibly, but again, I want to teach you the surrounding method, so I think this is solid enough. Exactly, checking means to check means to chase, yeah? If they go here, we actually can just say, okay, you just moved your piece, you didn't add a defender, so I'm gonna add an attacker and I'm gonna outpower you. Sure, you want my horse? Take my horse. My other bishop comes in. And look, now we have two attackers here. This bishop teleported and became a silver in the actual position, right? And this is Hishi. This is no defense. Even if they try to drop the gold here, we just outpower them. overpower them with our 3 defenders. Because he has 1 king, so it's 2 versus 1, 2 versus 2, 3 versus 2. We have 1 more. This is the definition of Hishi. Here, this works because we have 3 versus potentially 2 as well. Yeah. In fact, silver drop is also a possibility. No, it's not. You know, just take it. Yeah, just take it. They go there. We could play something like this as well. They cannot take it because of gold drop. Could consider different surrounding moves. So yeah, anyway, learning Hishi and learning Tsume will be basics to like finish off this game properly. But the idea is keep the pressure, keep this king lonely, and then surround him. Here we're trying to surround him. This is a good surrounding move. But here again, we want to continue the pressure. Yeah, but if we go here, we lose the silver. That's the problem. I see. Okay. So we have to take it. Okay. We're still winning though. We're so winning. How did we lose this game? Good. Pressure, pressure, pressure. Okay. And now he's out of pieces. He's out of pieces. What do you mean games from Berlin? You have some games from Berlin? We have to decide the game somehow. And we drop it here. We go very strongly. Again, we have no reason to hurry. I would drop the silver here, probably. But they drop the silver. Oh, there are many ways to do it, but... I mean, it's gonna be weird, but probably this works too. In this case, we have such huge advantage that we can go as slowly as we want. And our idea will be to take this rook, drop the rook, and just prevent the king from climbing here. So we just prevented it by taking the knight. They can do nothing. Like, if you were to flip position, what are you gonna play? Well, there's no move. So this is why it favors us. There's boxing matches? What? My mental and physical stamina. More reasons to slow down. Yeah. Yeah, a little bit of endurance. Okay, so here we just went for checkmate. So I don't know why you sacrificed a silver here. You gave him a free silver, right? Just take, just drop would be much better. In fact, dropping it here, surrounding again, would be even better. So we panicked, yeah? Okay, we have a... Yeah, okay. We're still better. Okay. So notice what happened. They have a lot of pieces now, yeah? We could have slowed down and won slowly, but we gave them a lot of pieces. We still have a checkmate here. Okay. Like, we have this move. And here we would be winning. I think. Surrounding. Yeah, they cannot take it. The problem is, as we gave them a lot of pieces, we would have to recalculate king safety. Here we don't have to because it's so safe. Yeah, it was free silver. Oh, we got a free bishop. We're still winning. No, 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 no. Take the dragon. Take the dragon. Simplify the position. If you're confused in endgame, you want to simplify the position. Stop asking me if you can ask something, just ask something. Simplify the position and look, suddenly the dragon was here, now it's not. Where's the checkmate? Well, simple. What if he takes it with the king? Oh, this silver is not protected. Simple. Simple and nice. Yeah, so in this type of situation, you can calm down the position by simplifying it. Here, we took a whole rook, but now they're trying to enter. Rule number 1, do not allow them to enter your camp, so just stop him from entering. Do not check and chase. Yeah. So now it's gonna be harder. They entered, which means they have the advantage of creating promoted pieces. And once they barricade themselves with those promoted pieces, it's gonna be impossible to checkmate that king. Yeah, I mean, those 3 knights protecting each other, this is so cool. Yeah, rule number 1, do not let them enter. Sometimes we sacrifice a whole dragon to keep them from entering, basically. Think of it as a huge disadvantage. No, you should be winning here. Yeah, here. Just surround him. You didn't know how to draw, so you resigned? Oh no. Okay, rule number 1, do not allow this situation to happen. Rule number 2, if it happens, you would have to enter your king as well. And there is this button over here that shows you the impasse status. And the way it works, it shows you the 3 conditions. And I don't think there is a way to declare draw. I think it's automatical. So if both of your pieces enter, both your kings enter, it's gonna become yes. Then what you need is, I think, 10 pieces in the promotion zone. Currently you have those 2, right? Silver and gold. There's 2. He has the golden knight. And then the points. And you have at least 15 points at this point, because you have those 3 pieces. Depending on 81 dodger rules, I think you need 31 or something like that. But if you don't know how to do a draw, just repeat the moves. Yeah. But yeah, it's very difficult to like judge those double entering positions. So basically, I would recommend prevent the king from entering as soon as possible. That's the easiest way. Okay. Chat, what are you talking about? How do I reach 1Q? By training very hard? Mentally strong. I think you played much better though, so give yourself credit for that. Don't worry, just keep grinding. So this is Shogi, not chess, so all the jokes are above my head. I don't know, Giants. I think you're stronger than you are already, so how about you prove to me your real rating first? how to get 1Q by winning enough games against higher rated players so that you get enough elo points. Yeah, I'm not fan of boxing. Not gonna box when I'm pregnant. Would be a very bad idea. Oh, Ko, no! You have to drop the pawn here. This will be winning for Ko. He dropped the pawn. Hi, pawns. We're gonna see your game next as well. Oh, we got the rook though. That's nice. Okay, Ko is basically winning because of material advantage. Then defends everything. Beautiful. One-sided game so far. Calm way of winning, yeah. Wee, just destroying his opponent. Nicely done, Ko. Alright, not much to comment here, unfortunately. Okay, ooh, what's going on here? The Anaguma. Okay, we're going central rook as well. This time we go to Anaguma, okay. All these shapes are natural, but here we sacrifice a pawn for no reason, right? This silver is doing nothing too, so it's kind of weird. I mean, it opens the bishop line, but like, it's just doing nothing. So we could play a different move here. Then we activate, then they have a fork on our two pieces now, so that's not good. Drop the bishop, drop the bishop. Fork. Okay, a huge exchange is happening and Anaguma Rush is going to win, I assume. Here we could have considered sacrificing the rook to be even more nasty to our opponent and say, well, my Anaguma is cool, how are you gonna stop my rook drop, yeah? It would have went even more aggressive for the endgame as we talked in the previous game. And here we are attacking the horse. And the Anaguma got broken a little bit, but the rook finally promotes over there. They didn't stop us. I would go here because then we treat them to take the gold. So I don't know what is your obsession with this 2-3 square. Generally 2-2 will be better. And here there's a fork as well. So definitely, if it's not a misclick, this was much better. Okay, but we go for this endgame, which is winning as well. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Just surround. You see it, Knight Sparrow? Just surround the king, just surround the king, and we are winning. Yeah? And then it's a checkmate. All right. Well done, pawns. Very nice game. You screamed when silver won to happen. I mean, still winning. It's part of the strategy, you know? All right, so that finishes our weekly recap. Next time we have Ko versus Knight Sparrow. Now I'm looking forward to this game. Ooh. All right, I know which game we're gonna watch next time. Good, good. Yeah. And the new Ureshino video is on YouTube if you missed. It's kind of showing to us very interesting tesuji as well as the idea of fugire, so having no being out of pawns. Pawns is how to expose it, how to defend against it, how to attack without pawns, something like this is the topic of that video. Next stream will be on Saturday evening. We're gonna check probably Sugai Fuji versus and then Habu versus Fuji. I didn't see the last game for the series. We're gonna check those two. Did I say Sugai versus Fuji? No, I meant Nagase versus Sugai, was it? And anything else you guys request during the stream, I will prioritize, of course. If you wanna send your Kifu for Sunday analysis, it's here. Yeah, there is lishogi.org as well if you are interested. The problem with that is that 81 dojo is more populated. So speaking of a player base, there's more players playing there. Good luck, Night Sparrow. Good luck, good luck. Yellow is being challenged by Giant Blitz. And then the last thing we can check if there is anybody else streaming Shogi currently for you two guys to watch. Versutus is streaming often but not currently, so we're just gonna leave it at this. And if you would like for me to change the timing of this Thursday streams and Tuesday streams, there is a discussion in one of the Discord channels that maybe people would benefit from a different timing, so let me know. We're gonna make a poll or something. We can put it in better time for you guys. I'm mostly free anyway, so doesn't matter much. And that's all for today. Thank you so much. Have a good night or nice day, depending where you are. Yeah, the Dragon Tattoo. Yeah, I recommend it, Pounce. You watch the Vods. Thank you so much. Yeah, but it would be nicer if you guys could make it, right? So we could consider that. Being more interactive. It's also more fun, right? You can ask the question immediately. So, bye-bye for now.